Hello, NTI Rockstar students. This week in reading, we have been learning about theme. Now remember, theme is the message or lesson that the author wants you to take away from the story. Ask yourself, what did the characters learn? How did the characters grow? Some common themes are courage, honesty, love, friendship, forgiveness, loyalty, hope, equality, hard work, and teamwork. And this is just a list of a few common themes. There are many, many themes out there. So today I'm going to read Nobody Owns the Sky by Reeve Lindbergh and illustrated by Pamela Paparone. If you like this story, you can also find it in our Wellington Digital Library. Nobody Owns the Sky. There was a young woman who wanted to fly, but the people said, "Kiss that wish goodbye. The sky's too big and the sky's too high, and you never will fly, so you better not try." But this woman laughed and she just said, "Why? Nobody owns the sky." So as I'm reading, we are looking for a theme in this story. Up above flew the dove and the raven too, with the redbirds red and the bluebirds blue, and the brown hawks circling far and few, and the call of the swallows that follow the dew, when the high wild geese come traveling through, when the wind on their wings flying free, flying true, she called to them all and she said, "Hey you, I'm coming up there too." Bessie Coleman grew up a century ago in a cabin built near where the creek waters flow. She worked picking cotton as white as the snow and watched cottony clouds up above come and go. Bessie wished she could rise up and fly high and low over Texas a long time ago. Betsie's mother had not learned to read or to write, but her children were raised to be eager and bright. Bessie worked hard at school and she dreamed about flight. People said she was crazy, it wouldn't be right. You're a girl, not a man, and you're not even white. But did she stop dreaming? Not quite. So I'm starting to notice that there are some things that repeat in this story. For instance, I've heard it talk about hard work a few times, and also about dreams. So about Bessie's dream that she has to become a pilot. And like I said, it talked about hard work, how her parents encouraged her to work hard, and she had worked hard even since she was a child. So when things repeat in a story, that's a clue to what the theme is. She went off to college and wanted to stay, but it cost so much money that she couldn't pay. She moved to Chicago and worked every day at the White Sox barber shop, earning her way. "White men can fly, why can't I?" she would say, but the flying schools turned her away. So she's wanted to reach her dream of becoming a pilot, but she can't get into pilot school because she's not a white man. So she's reached this obstacle that's keeping her from her dream. Bessie manicured nails while the barber cut hair, and she dreamed about flying but didn't know where. Then one day someone said, "Fly in France. They won't care that you're black and a woman." So Bessie went there. She was young, tough, and smart. She had courage to spare, and she took like a hawk to the air. Betsy came home a pilot, so happy and proud. She could ride on the wind, glide, and spin in a cloud. Parachute, loop-the-loop, Betsy drew a huge crowd. When she flew over airports or fields barely plowed, her courage and daring had everyone wowed. "Brave Betsy," they shouted out loud. On the ground, Betsy lectured to crowds, big and small. People gathered in church or inside the town hall. "Come and fly, boys and girls, black or white, short or tall. Come and fly, everybody. Come answer my call. The air has no barrier, boundary, or wall. The blue sky has room for us all." Betsy's life was not long, but she flew far and wide. In Chicago, she showed off a Richtofen glide. Her air shows in Boston left crowds starry-eyed. But in Jacksonville, Florida, everyone cried. Betsy's plane fell, and she failed, and she fell, and she died. Farewell to brave Betsy, they sighed. Other young men and women soon wanted to fly, and the people said, "Why don't you give it a try? They're still big, the sky's still big, and the sky's still high, but you're bound to get there by and by. Just remember her words till the day you die. Nobody owns the sky." Look above, see the dove and the raven too, with the redbirds red and the bluebirds blue, and the brown hawks circling far and few, and the call of the swallows that follow the dew. When the high wild geese come traveling through, when the wind on their wings flying free, flying true, you can call to them all, you can say, "Hey you, I'm coming up there too." Now, this story, Nobody Owns the Sky, like many stories, has many themes in it. So remember, the theme that you choose when you're doing your work is correct if you can provide evidence from the story to support that theme. Okay, for example, in Nobody Owns the Sky, we could talk about courage. Betsy was very courageous. She went to France, and that was kind of a scary thing to do. She went there on her own. She would she flew an airplane, which is when itself is kind of scary when you think about it. So she had a lot of courage. Another one is hard work. A lot of times in this story it talked about hard work. Remember how she started out as a child? She was working hard in Texas. She helped in the fields. It also talked about her parents encouraged her to work hard in school. When she became an adult, she couldn't afford to keep paying for college, so she worked in a barber shop. So that's two right there. Courage and hard work are two themes. Another theme is perseverance. Perseverance is when you keep going no matter what the obstacles that you face, you don't give up. So she persevered and she reached her dream of becoming a pilot. Now it's really important that when you're doing theme that you don't mix it up with what the story is about. Because when I was checking some of our work, I noticed that for Salt in His Shoes, some of you wrote about basketball. So yes, the book was about basketball, but basketball was a topic that it was about. It's not the theme. Never forget that the theme is a message or lesson that the author wants to get through to you. So basketball wouldn't really be a message or lesson. So just like this book, if I wrote flying, yeah, it's about flying and about a pilot, but that's not the lesson that the author's trying to teach me. So for this book, for theme, I chose to write perseverance. So I have perseverance for my theme, and my evidence is, my first piece of evidence is, although people told her she could not become a pilot, she never gave up. So people were constantly telling her, "Oh, you're a woman, you cannot be a pilot. That's not going to happen. You have to be a white man to become a pilot." And that's how it was in America. But she did not give up. She kept going, and she went on to France and pursued that dream of becoming a pilot. And that's what I put for my second piece of evidence. She moved to France and became a pilot. So remember, when you are working on theme, that theme is that overall message, and your theme is correct if you have evidence straight from the story to support it.